Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you are doing well. In today's video, we are going to discuss about Azure Automation. So what is Azure Automation? Azure Automation delivers a cloud-based automation and configuration service that support consistent management across your Azure and non-Azure environments. So it is basically a service which can be used to centrally manage all of the automation related things. It can be either in cloud, that is Azure, or some other cloud as well. It can be AWS, it can be GCP, any of the cloud, or it can be on-prem. So you have different data center. Inside that data center, all of the management of those VMs and everything can be done directly using this automation account. It comprises of various components. So it has process automation, anything related to any process. So for example, if you want to modify any VM, you want to customize the scripts that are running inside a VM, all those things can be done using process automation. You have configuration management, you have update management, you have shared capabilities, you have heterogeneous features. So various features are available in an automation account. In today's video, we are specifically focused on process automation, and we are going to see a demo on the same as well. So automation basically gives you a complete control during deployment, operation, and decommissioning of workloads and resources. So it provides you entire control to basically automate anything in Azure or on premises. So it provides you a central space or central service which can be used to automate anything, be it in Azure, AWS, GCP, or on premises. There are various components which are related to an automation account. So you have process automation, in which you can orchestrate processes using three different ways. Either you can use a graphical way, in which you are going to just drag and drop the uh, run book, and you're going to create a drag and drop kind of a run book. For example, if you want to uh, run some scripts at a certain schedule, you can basically create those using this graphical option, or you can use PowerShell and Python. In most cases, I would say that you would use either PowerShell or Python if you're well versed with Python, and in on premises you have already got those scripts, so you can utilize the same scripts to basically run in Azure, or you can use automation account to run those scripts for your on-prem VM as well. Then you have PowerShell. So you just add all the commandlets that you want to run at a specified time. You can also set a schedule. Based on that schedule, the things that you have specified in the commandlet are going to happen. So in our demo specifically, we are going to start and stop VM using a runbook. So this is what we are going to configure, and this is a PowerShell runbook that we are going to create. So also in an automation account, there are other features which are available. If you want more videos on different like configuration management or update management or any other shared capabilities, do leave a like and comment. So whatever topic you want me to discuss, I can discuss that topic in a later video. So in configuration management, you can basically track the inventory, how many VMs you have. You can track any changes to those VMs. You can also configure a desired state. What do you mean by desired state? For example, if you want that VM should always be running IaaS service. So it is a Windows VM, and you want that this IaaS service should always be running in that VM. So for example, if a user who is not aware about all of these things goes into your machine, basically RDPs into your machine, and he basically uninstall that role, or he make any changes. So for example, it stops the service for IaaS. This DSC or desired state configuration is going to check the service at a particular schedule that you specify. Based on that schedule, it is going to uh, revert the earlier settings which were available. So it will keep your VM at a particular setting that you have specified in the desired state. So this any deviation from that desired state will again be brought back based on the script that you have mentioned in this DSC. Then you have update management capabilities as well. So you can update Linux or Windows machine directly using this update management. You can also schedule installation as per your maintenance window of your organization. So all those capabilities are also available with update management. Then you have some shared capabilities. If you want videos on these, you can basically type it in the comment, and I'll create different videos for each of these components. So you have RBAC, you have various variables you can store, such as certificates, credentials, or connections you can store in this. You can have different flexible scheduling that you can configure. You can have various modules that you can create. You can also specify a source control. You can do audits, you can do tagging. All these things you can do in shared capabilities. Heterogeneous, if you want to connect your on-premise VMs, you can use hybrid connection and connect those VMs to your Azure automation account. So all these capabilities are available with Azure. If you want videos on this, please do leave a comment on what capability should I create a video next. So in this specific demo, we are going to discuss about how we can start and stop VMs at specific scheduled times. Okay, let's get back to our portal. So in order for me to speed up the process, I have created two virtual machines in a resource group. Let me show you the resource group as well. So I have created an automation RG resource group. Inside the resource group, I have created two virtual machines. So either you can use ARM templates to deploy it, or you can use the portal to deploy two virtual machines. So as you can see, this VM is already running, and let me go to the VM2. This VM is also running. So both these VMs are running. I've created them in a specific resource group over here. Now the second thing that I want to do is I want to create an automation account, and I'm going to use that automation account to create this run book. So this is a run book that I'm going to use. So you can see first what I'm doing, I'm getting a connection to this specific account that I'm creating. So any automation account that I'll be creating, I'm going to connect to this account using these commandlets. So you are creating a connection to a run as account. So you're basically using run as account to basically connect to your Azure automation account. You're specifying the tenant ID, you're specifying the application ID, you're also specifying the certificate thumbprint. So basically whenever you run an Azure AD account, you have to connect to Azure. Whenever you run a run as account, you have to connect to Azure Active Directory to get those permissions. In order for you to get those permissions, you have to basically run these commands, and then you will be able to connect to this run as account. By default, this run as account gets contributor access. So what do I mean by this? So let me route Microsoft Whiteboard. Let me clear everything off. So you have these two VMs that are created. So VM2 is there, VM1 is there. You want to connect both of these VMs to an automation account. This automation account needs to have a run as account. So run as account has to be there for this automation account in order for this to run anything in these VMs. And this run as account that you create will be linked to your Azure AD. So Azure AD is going to provide any role to this. For example, this Azure AD might provide this contributor role. Although it is quite a big privilege to your entire subscription, so it is providing you a contributor role to the subscription. I wouldn't recommend you having this permission. What you can do, you can basically remove this contributor access and provide a specific access that you want for this run as account. Okay, so this is the entire architecture for your automation account. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to create an automation account over here. Let's search for automation. It's going to mention what you can do with automation. You can use process automation. You can basically integrate different services with this. I'll click on create. I'll provide a name to this. Let me call this automation account 010. This should be fine. Okay, it's not taking this name. Auto 010. Will this work? Okay, great. This one works. Resource group will be the same. And my VMs are created. Let me check my location of my VM. So my VMs were created in, I believe, in ECS. Yes. So whenever you create VMs in these regions, this automation account has to be created in a paired region. So you have to map these regions together. So I believe with EastUS, I think it will be EastUS2 with which we can map this automation account with. Oh, let me check this over here. So I'll type automation account region mapping, and you can see different regions are paired with different regions. For example, East US is paired with East US2. Similarly, if you're creating a VM in, for example, West US2, then your Azure automation account region has to be ES2 only. So basically these are, if you are having VMs in a specific region, these can connect to this automation account only if it is in the paired region or in the mapped region. So if I have to create this automation account and this automation account can manage my VMs, I have to create this automation account in this region. So it will be East US2. East US2 will be the mapping region for this. I'm also creating a run as account which will be used to run all the scripts or runbooks into my VMs. So I'll click on create. It will take a few seconds for this to get created. In the meanwhile, you can see all the VMs which are there. Or let me stop these VMs and we are going to start these VMs later on. I'm going to stop this one and let's stop this one as well. As you can see in this runbook, what we are doing, we are basically searching VMs based on a tag. So I'm going to assign both the VMs this marketing department tag. And whenever I want these VMs to be started, I can specify that start over here. If you want to stop this VM, then you can specify stop over here. So you have to just modify this commandlet to start or stop the VMs based on the tag that you're going to specify. Right now I'm just showing you this configuration. You can also integrate log analytics. So if time permits, I'll show you the log analytics part as well. So let's go back to our VMs. Let me tag both of these VMs, assign tags. I'm going to specify department as marketing. So any VM which is related to marketing department can be started at a specified time. Okay. So for example, every morning at 9 a.m. is the office start time. And what you want to do, you want to start the VM at this time. And every day 5 p.m. is the time to leave office, or this is your office timings. So at that time the VM should be stopped. Or you can specify 8:45 a.m. and 5:15 p.m. can be an ideal time. Whatever your requirement is, based on this you can create this automation script. So at this time this VM is going to start, at this time the VM is automatically going to be stopped. So I've specified this tag, I've saved this tag, and if I go to these VMs, the tag should be assigned. Okay, so department we can see as marketing. For VM2 the department is again marketing. In this script we have also specified that department tag will be marketing. Similarly, you can specify any other department, you can specify a cost center, you can specify any other thing over here. Let's see if our automation account is created. Let me go back to my resource group and see if the automation account is there. So you can see auto 010 is created, and by default 3 runbooks are created for you. So each one is there for, one is for your PowerShell, one is for your graphical interface, and the third one is for your Python. So these 3 default runbooks are automatically created so that you can just get started with this automation account. I'll go to this automation account and you can see the different categories I was discussing in the PPT. You have configuration management, you have update management, you have process automation, you have shared resources. So different things are there. You have related resources as well. There's also a solution you can see start and stop. This also we can utilize to create somewhat similar thing that we have. Actually, if you see for a VM, you already have a auto shutdown button available over here. So I can turn this button on and I can automatically shut down the VM. But starting a VM, you don't have those capabilities. So for example, you can specify at 5 p.m. At 5 p.m. the VM should be automatically stopped. I am based out of India, so I'll select this region. Do you want a notification to be sent? Then you can specify the email address or the webhook URL over here. I don't want any notification. So I can specify all of these things and then I can click on save. As of now, my VM is stopped. That is why I'm not able to see the save button. Otherwise, you can specify the shutdown time over here. But the start time, for that you can create this runbook. So every day at 5 p.m. the VM will be stopped, but the start time you can specify in this runbook. So let's go back to our automation account. In order to create a runbook, I have to go to process automation. Inside this, I have to go to a runbook. So by default, 3 runbooks are already there and they are already published. So first you need to create a runbook, then you need to publish it in order for it to be available. So you can see this is a graphical runbook. This is a sample which shows all the details about this runbook. If I click on edit, you can see what kind of a sample it is, how you can drag and drop and create various runbooks with this. So if you see over here on the left hand side, you can see all the commandlets. You can basically click on Azure and you can find add account over here, or you can click on add to canvas, and like this you can create in a graphical manner. But I would say graphical manner, it will be a little bit difficult for you to work with this. I'll rather suggest you having an automated writing a PowerShell script or a Python script to do it instead of going for this. If you're well versed, then well and good. Otherwise it is quite hard to manage this. Let me not save this and I'll go back to this my automation account, and let's go to runbook again. Let's create a new runbook for this. And the runbook that I'm going to create is a PowerShell kind of a runbook. Let's call it start at 9. Okay, I think this alphanumeric character cannot be taken, so start 9 should be fine. Start VM I think will be a better one. Start VM. Description, I can describe that this will going to this is going to start the VM at 9 a.m. every day. Okay, so this is the configuration I'm creating. I click on create and this runbook will be created for me. Okay, so this runbook is created. Now what I can do, I can add my PowerShell script over here. So it is going to get a run as account connection name. It is going to get all of these details, tenant ID, that is my Azure Active Directory tenant ID, application ID, which is related to the application that is going to be created, and a certificate thumbprint for my application. So then it is going to search for VM where tag is marketing. It is going to start those VMs and then it is going to write the output on my screen. If I click on test pane, we are just testing these things. We are not running it in production. So if you click on start, it is going to start this runbook and it is going to show me the result over here. If the test is successful, then it is going to show over here. Otherwise, failure will be seen over here. So it is going to start this over here. In the meanwhile, I can show you the VMs. So both the VMs, the status you can see are deallocated. So both the VMs are stopped. They are not started as of now. Okay, it will take some time for us to see all these details. This is just a test run that we are running. After a few minutes, you can see it has successfully run this test. Instead of running the test, let's do it on a directly over here because this is just a test tenant. So you can run the test over here just to show you that. If I go back to this solution, I can click on edit and then I can publish this runbook. So once you have tested that and you have found out that this script is running properly, there's no issue with it, you can publish it from here. So my runbook is published now. Right now you can see no job was run. So whenever your runbook runs, so for example, it is going to run on a schedule that I'm going to define. So whenever your runbook is going to run over here, you're going to see all the jobs over here. You can see the jobs over here as well. Those options are also available. Let's go back over here. Let's first create a schedule for this. So I'm going to create a new schedule. So every 9 a.m. start. So this is going to be the name of my schedule. I'm going to specify the time over here. Starts from 2nd of, no, let's start it from tomorrow. And time we are going to specify as 9 a.m. So every day 9 a.m. when my office starts, it is going to start this VM as well. Let me select the country that I am in as of now. Okay, time zone. I have to scroll down a little bit. Okay, this is my time zone. I'm also creating the schedule on a recurring basis. So I can basically have this schedule recurring. So my VM can start at after every 1 hour, or I can specify day, week, or month. So if you have specific requirements on a specific week, you can define that as well. Otherwise, for my requirement, I'm going to run this VM every day at 9 a.m. So this VM is automatically going to start at 9 a.m. and at 5 p.m. I can configure it directly from the VM, or I can create another runbook where it can stop the VM at the specified time. So I'm going to create this schedule, and then I have to specify some parameters. In this specific script, I don't have any parameters. Otherwise, I have to specify those over here. I'll click on OK and OK, and you should be able to see this over here. So I've created a schedule. You can see this 9 a.m. start schedule over here. This schedule is linked to my start VM automation runbook that I've created. If I go to jobs, no jobs have been started yet. If I go to overview, I can start my first job over here. I click on, are you sure you want to start the runbook? I'll say yes. It will submit the job, it will queue the job, and once it is completed, you'll see all the outputs and errors or anything that has occurred with this runbook. So I have to wait for a few seconds or few minutes maybe to basically get those results. In the meanwhile, you can see, okay. So as you can see, as soon as I clicked on start over here, both my VMs are running. So I have manually ran these VMs. Otherwise, these VMs would have run at this time at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So this is the schedule time. Every day a job will be created for us. Right now it is showing as running, but both the VMs you can see these are already running. So VM already started. So once the status is properly up for these VMs, you will see this job will be completed over here. Okay, you can see this job is completed now. So it took very few seconds for us to see this, and you will see that it does not have too much cost associated with it. If you go to Azure uh, pricing calculator and let's search for automation account. Let's go to our automation account over here. Let's click on view. Okay, so if I say for my automation, I'm running it in ECS2 and I'm using process automation over here. Okay, how many minutes? So you can see 500 minutes of process automation and 744 hours of watches. Watches are free each month. So you can see if I'm basically running it for 500 minutes per month, it is basically free for me. So I would say if I'm running this single script, I don't have to pay anything over there. If I add more minutes over here, like 400 minutes, you can see this will be the cost per month. And number of watches you can also specify over here. You can see monthly cost over here. So this will be the cost for running this script, running this run book for the entire month. So you can see it is not very costly. If I go back over here, I can see both the VMs are running now. And now I can show you that we can basically configure this auto shutdown behavior. Although it is a manual task that you need to do, I'd suggest creating another runbook for this, because that will be, I would say, quite easier in comparison to doing it on each and every VM. So you can specify an automation notification. Do you want to send a notification to someone? You can click on save. So every day at 5 p.m. this VM is going to automatically shut down, and every 9 a.m. every day this VM is automatically going to be turned on. If I go over here, similarly I can configure it for this second VM as well. 5 p.m. and save. So you can see the power of automation. It will basically automatically going to start our VM for us. If I go back to automation account, there are actually other capabilities we can look at. There's also a solution you can create. So if you want to integrate it with log analytics, there is already a solution which is available, which is start and stop VM. So first what you need to do, you can click on learn more about this start stop VM solution. You can click on this. What it is going to do, it is going to start this solution for me. So either I can create a solution by clicking to start stop VM over here, or I can search for start stop VM during off hours. So you can see from both these places you can create this solution. Let me do it from here. Click on create. I have to select a OMS workspace or log analytics workspace for this. Right now I don't have any log analytic workspace, so let's create one. Log 010. Okay, let me specify a proper name. Okay, I believe it is taken 0100. Okay, this is not taken, so I can see I can create a log analytic workspace. I can select a subscription. Resource group, I only have one, so I'm going to select that one. Log analytic workspace has to have some mapping as well, so let's select, I think for East US log analytic workspace we can have East US 2. So let's select East US over here, because we have created this automation account in East US 2, right? So if I want to connect it with this log analytic workspace, I have to choose the location as East US. Pricing tier, I'm going to have pay as you go. This is fine. I don't have any other options. Click on OK. It is going to initialize the deployment and it is going to create this solution for me. So what this solution can help us with is, so we can basically set a time. Based on that time the VM can start and stop based on the time that we have specified. Instead of basically creating a runbook, you can use this solution as well. Although in this solution you also require an automation account and a log analytic workspace for yourself. So both those things are required in this. Okay, I'm waiting for this deployment to complete. In the meanwhile, let's check our VMs. Both VMs are running as of now. Okay. Okay, our deployment has succeeded. Let's go to our deployment and then I can go to resource over here. So you can see automation account is linked to this. This organization is not linked with any automation account. Okay, I believe there is some issue as of now. It should be linked to an automation account. Okay, let's go back to our automation account. Resource groups, automation RG and auto 010. Let's check this out again. Let's see linked workspaces. I don't have any linked workspaces over here. Let me check that. Let's again try and creating this. Okay, now it is visible to us. Automation account, we can link it like this. So we are again creating a solution. We have chosen the log 0100, that is our log analytic workspace. We have chosen our automation account. Now we are going to specify the parameters. So you can run this specific script on a specific resource group over here, or you have other options like you can exclude some of the things which this solution will not be run. So you can specify those VMs over here. Right now I'm selecting all the resource groups. Otherwise I can select a specific resource group by going to the resource group and just copying the name of this resource group. If I copy it over here, I can specify this resource group name over here. I can exclude some of the things. I can set the start time over here. So in this you don't need to create two runbooks, or don't need to modify too much things in the runbook. You can directly set a schedule over here. So it will start tomorrow, and let's say at this AM. I said 9 AM, right? So let's start at 9 AM. At 9 AM this VM is going to, all the VMs in this resource group are going to start, and let's stop them at 5 PM. Do you want to receive a notification? So you can specify an email over here and you will get a notification on that email. So if you want, you can specify a genuine email. Let me open Outlook. I'll show you that email as well. So this is a test account that I'm using. Let's specify this email itself. Okay, let me specify this email. So I can click on OK now. I've configured a workspace, I've configured an automation account, I've configured a parameter for this, and then I can click on create. So during off hours, you're going to save a lot of money with this. So if you're running a VM only from 9 to 5 and rest of the time you're not running the VM, so you're only paying for those number of hours. You're not paying for 24/7 basically. So this is where this solution can help you a lot. If you can see, a lot of things are created with this. So if I go back to my automation account, the solution should be visible after some time. I think it takes some time for it to be visible over here. You can see linked workspace over here. You can see workspace is now linked. Log 0100 is linked to this. If I go to workspace, if I scroll down, I can see this automation account and I can go to the automation account from this workspace as well. So both these automation account and the workspace is linked together now. Let's check our VMs. Okay, both our VMs does not have log analytics agent installed. So let's install that. Click on connect and it is going to install the log analytic agent for us. Let's do this for the second VM as well. Otherwise our script is or our automation is not going to work. So first you need to connect these machines to the log analytics workspace as well. So an agent has to be installed in both the VMs. We are going to refresh it for a while. I actually cannot specify a time before this specific time, because if you need, it has to be around 15-20 minutes um, before you can basically configure this time, but you get the idea. So this is how you can configure all these things. If I again go back to my automation account, I can see runbook. I can see this runbook. So this one job was completed earlier. If I click on start again, it is again going to start all the VMs if they are stopped. Okay, in the earlier task, I think we did not see this completed over here. You can see all the output. It succeeded for both the VMs. Any errors? No. Any warnings? All the logs related to it will be shown over here. So you'll see the output and everything. Any exceptions that you have specified will be seen over here. So both the VMs are already running, so this is not going to do anything over here. Okay, it's taking a few minutes. Once it is connected, and if I check tomorrow, I'll see that job run over there. So at 9 a.m. these VMs are going to start, and at 5 p.m. these VMs are automatically going to be stopped. So both these VMs are now linked with this workspace. You can also see runbook gallery over here, and you can find various runbooks over here. Start, stop, 2 VMs, all these are provided from various vendors. So you can see PowerShell gallery. You can also select the type of runbook. For example, you are creating a PowerShell script. You can also select a publisher. For example, your company does not allow any uh, community to have this runbook created. You only want Microsoft verified runbooks. So you can select Microsoft over here. You can sort by popularity or by last update that was done to this scripts. So you can see various runbooks already available over here. You can leverage them, or you can create your own runbooks by writing some commandlets. All the jobs you can see over here. So 2 jobs have started and completed. You can see all these details over here. If I go for runbook gallery, for example, start 2 VMs, I can import this. It is going to show me what it is going to do. So you can draw the same using this graphical interface as well. I can click on import. I have to provide a name for this. Start Azure V2 VMs. So it works only version 2 VMs, not on version 1 VMs. Okay. So make sure that you have all the VMs of version 2. So it is going to show, basically give you a brief of what this script is going to do. You can click on OK. It is going to import from gallery, and then you can configure the same settings like we did over here. Okay, import was successful. If I go to run books, now you can see a new run book was created, and as you can see, this is a graphical run book that was created. So if I go over here, I can edit this run book. I can see the entire run book. Then I can publish this run book, or I can test out this run book from here. I have to specify a resource group name, a VM name, and a Azure a connection as asset name. All these things I have to specify. Only then I am going to be able to run this runbook. So either you can do that, or you can basically edit this runbook and you don't have to specify all those things, and it is automatically going to work for you. You can publish it and then it is going to work for you. Also, if you see properties, you can see automation account ID, subscription ID, all those things over here as well. So you can also see all the schedules over here. This one does not have any schedule. For our start VM, we do have a schedule, 9 a.m. start schedule. I can see the properties of this. I can find description, logging and tracking, all these things I can see in this specific runbook. So this is all about runbooks and process automation. I think it was if it was helpful for you, please make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel for more awesome videos. If you want more videos on automation, please type them in the comment and I'm going to bring more videos for you. Thank you for your time, guys. Have a good day.